Hello, good evening. Welcome to our tea house, in our house, for some Tai Chi. We are Helen and Phil, Discover Tai Chi. We'll wait for people to join us. Please do say hello. Hopefully you've made sure that you've given StreamYard, the platform that we're using for tonight's live stream, the permission to see your name. If you haven't, you'll see there's a little blue link in the description to this live stream. Click on that link, give StreamYard permission to see your name. That's all they see, and then that way we know who's here. So we can see you, Pat and Tim. Good to know that the evening is good. Jana, we have got sound, so make sure you're turned up. Fantastic picture and sound. Trust me, after last Tuesday, we've figured even more things out to do with live streaming. So hopefully this is going to be the best yet. So we've got various people coming in who we don't see. So we've got Maggie. Hi Maggie, good evening. Judy has joined us as well. Say hello Judy. Hi Chris. I'm assuming we've got Diane as well. We've got Sandra K. Hello folks. So as I said, if you can give StreamYard permission to see your name, go to the top of the window, if you can see it, and give StreamYard permission to see your name. If not, don't worry about it. We've got two computers and we'll be able to figure out who's saying what.
We can do some detective work between the two. So Marie's joined us as well. So hello Marie. I think we might have missed you out. Good evening. Nice to have you with us. So hello. Thank you for joining us. It's been a lovely day. Hope you've had a chance to get some sunshine, get some vitamin D. We have been told by Public Health England apparently to make sure we do get our vitamin D. So get out if we can. If we can't get outside, we have to open a window and have 10 minutes of sunshine on our skin if we can. So I hope you've had a chance. We've definitely had more than 10 minutes today. So
it's been a good day. So we've been doing more and more testing as well for various things to do with Tai Chi. Helen's been trying to do a test with her ladies group in Bradford,
hello Judy, hello Marie. You've joined us again. You've stuck us for punishment. You've come back for more. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. So one of our updates is that we've been trying out different platforms. We've been trying out Zoom again because they've they've been improving their service, and Zoom a bit more private, but we can't get Zoom to work with our technology. We've also tried Google Meet, so Google Meet has been a little bit better. Still has its idiosyncrasies, but we think we're getting to know that. So watch this space. We may be able to offer more sessions. I'm not promising anything just yet, but the ladies at Little Lane are helping me try that out. And what else have we found out today? Facebook have updated their offer, so everybody's in the mix at the moment. Google have updated their offer. Facebook have then brought something else on board. They've created create rooms. So everybody's trying to get in on the action because they know we're all up to things like this. We're all up to Zooming or Google Meeting, or we're trying to do live lessons one way or the other. So so that's kind of the technology updates. Hopefully the problem that we think we've solved this time is also that our screen should be proper.
Full size screen for you guys, because we remember there was a comment where it had a border. From our point of view and from what we can see, we've now got a full size screen as well, which is fab. So that's really good. I'm just thinking I need to give a message to Jana because she said she had no audio, so let me give a message to Jana.
Thank you for joining us this evening. A few more people I think have dropped in so far. People are generally happy with the quality, so that's great. We've upped our broadband fairies as well. You'll be pleased to know we have more fairies coming down the line and bringing more information. We should be even sharper than normal, you'll be pleased to know. So this evening we were just, it's Mental Health Awareness Week. I'm sure you've seen it in the news aplenty. So we're going to carry on our theme with mental health awareness. We're going to have some nice easy Tai Chi movements. And Phil will also be looking again at the Bafa, Wubu. We know some of you have been really keen on practicing that. It is good for the brain, is Bafa, Wubu, because it does involve a little bit of coordination with the hands and arm.
Okay, so we've got really good image and sound. Thanks for that, Sandra. That's good to know. Looks good and sounds good as well, which is good to know for most people. Diane says it's brilliant. Maggie says it's good. It's only taken us
8-10 weeks.
8 or 10 weeks to finally get to this point. So once again, we are incredibly grateful and appreciative of you guys actually watching us on our journey, getting to grips with all of this. Some of you may have seen that we actually did a course on live streaming in the interim to actually understand all the variables. Goodness me, there's so many bits to get right, aren't there, Helen?
There's always another hoop to jump through.
We've got checklists now to make sure we actually do have things done in the right order. Hello Malcolm, good to have you with us as well. Good evening, hope you've had a good day. So what have we got tonight, Helen?
So we're just going to talk a little bit about mental health awareness, as it's Mental Health Awareness Week. So we're going to touch on that again. We touched on it on Tuesday. Tai Chi, as many of you know, has been proven to be pretty good for general anxiety and depression. It's also known to enhance mood. So a lot of people feel that their mood benefits when they take up Tai Chi. Obviously it takes a little bit more delving into the research to find out exactly why. We're going to post, we have touched on it in previous newsletters, and we're going to touch on it a bit more in this newsletter. Why does Tai Chi make us feel better? How can it help our mental health? And it's a little bit to do with the relaxation response.
It is. We've actually been doing some literature researches. I'm going to say hello to Kira as well. So it's great to have you with us as well, Kira. Say hello, it'd be good to say hello to you. We've done a bit of a literature research. There's some quite interesting stuff about Tai Chi and mental health. There's a general consensus that yes, this slow, mindful type movement, especially if we have an emphasis on relaxation, which I think is probably one of the biggest features of the feedback that we have from our classes, is that we get this relaxation. And there's two elements to this. There's the relaxation response. We've talked about this. Professor Herbert Benson coined the term in the 70s. It's actually really well researched now as an area. And then there's mindfulness. Two different things, but they have this overlap or blending of effects. And we talked a little bit about that on Tuesday. What researchers and doctors are interested in is how using the body in movement, but slow movement, seems to elicit both a more mindful quality of mind or state of mind, and also a more deeper relaxation response. So it seems that Tai Chi in particular, because of this emphasis on constant movement, you guys know about this, for all of you who've been in our class, and actually it's quite the thing that challenges us, isn't it, to be moving slowly and constantly, mindfully if we wish, is the place where we get the most benefit. Now if we're absolutely honest, the research then starts to go, we don't actually know what all the mechanisms are for why Tai Chi seems to be having this effect. So I think that's fair enough from a research point of view, if we're absolutely candid, that they're recognising these effects, but we don't necessarily recognise or understand all the mechanisms at play.
I think it is one of the things that's most challenging. We appreciate that people have often asked us, often say, one of the things, because we know you're all having to practice at home these days, in class you kind of almost have no choice but to go slowly, but we know that's still really challenging. That can be that real urge to go faster. Why are we going so slow? We want to go faster. And so music is sometimes one of the things that can actually help us slow down. Having some music on that's a bit of a slower tempo, so it is worth taking time to put some playlists together. And we know some folks have done that. Have said, yeah, I've found my Zen music on Spotify, or I've put it into YouTube, music for Tai Chi, and I've found something that really helps them slow down, helps them tune in and relax. It's a real gift that we often have is music to help our practice. You don't have to have, and sometimes at this time of year, just going out and listening to the birds, if you're lucky enough to be in a quiet area where you can get out and listen to the birds, sometimes just being out in nature can sometimes help us slow down. We know being in the hurly-burly of life, being around busyness, it can make us constantly speed up. So finding those things that help us slow down, it is a real challenge to slow down our practice. And maybe you just want to play with that in your practice as well. Maybe you want to have a little bit of go through some movements more quickly, and then try to go through the next time you run through those movements that you know, or the form that you know. Try then to put the emphasis on slowing down, but play with the tempo. Have going quicker, have then going slower, and then you might want to go back to quicker again. But so give yourself a chance to enjoy the form, rather than constantly fighting against it. I must go slow, and find the differences in the pace, because that's a really good thing to do as well. Tamara Russell really recommended that we play with pace, that maybe we put music on with a bit of pace and go faster, and then maybe we put some music on with a really slow pace, and maybe we just practice a couple of movements going very slow. So find ways to make it work. It's worth bearing with, and it's worth just taking your time, and maybe always think about the preparation, maybe taking those just 3 breaths just before we start whatever we're doing, just to tune into, just to slow down and try and activate that relaxation response. It takes us off that hurly-burly or train. Some people can find like it's being stuck to a train, and they kind of have to go at that pace through life. Sometimes we want to get off the train. Having 3 breaths before we start can sometimes, right, I've got off my train, now I'm into Tai Chi speed, I can get ready to go at that slow speed, and I can really get the benefits. So I hope that's waffled on a bit there, but I hope that's given a chance of people a chance. We've got a few more people joined us.
Yeah, we have. So a question to you guys: have you noticed anything, and when you've been with our classes, or even while we've been exploring things online, and that includes the Patreon lessons, anything to do with this kind of enhanced sense of relaxation or enhanced sense of mindfulness? And if we're thinking of what we mean by that, that's a greater sense of your own personal sense of self as a body and also as a mind, and also a greater sense of awareness of things going on. So have you had a greater relaxation response? Have you had a greater mindfulness response, shall we say? So post some comments in here. I'm going to kind of pick up...
Get me to run towards the camera. I'll try and do a wave as well.
Run to the camera.
Phil will tell me when I've got there.
That's perfect, Helen. So yes, you can see that there's the Harvard Medical School Guide to Tai Chi. We've recommended it before, but once Helen gets going, I'll put a link in the comments box once more to this. We're going to have a quote from this book in this week's newsletter, and it's by Dr. Peter Wayne, and he and researchers have actually picked up on this quote because he describes Tai Chi as having a multifaceted range of ingredients, and if we try and pick any one ingredient out, we diminish the overall effect. And I think that's one of the best ways to describe what's going on, is that there's a multifarious range of effects. For any one, if we looked at in isolation, would be interesting, but the fact that we've got them all working together synergistically, there's a good word for the evening, seems to be one of the great strengths of Tai Chi. And again, particularly these short forms. So Peter Wayne's a strong advocate of these short forms, and that's one of the reasons why we're so keen on them. They're still challenging enough, you know that from your experience, but they also are enabling us to elicit these responses very quickly as well. Alan says, mindfulness and relaxation are part of my daily yoga and Reiki practice. Tai Chi adds another mindful practice to my daily life. Absolutely, Alan. I think, yeah, there's lots of things that we do, and again, we talk about this in our class. We sometimes get you to visualize that you go outdoors in your heads, this is what I mean, and find that spot. We've probably all got a spot somewhere, either in a garden or in a park or somewhere, where we go to get headspace, where we just go for a walk or we go and sit down. Whatever it is we do, we have a little ritual or routine that we use sometimes to actually get headspace. And Tai Chi is another tool, another adjunct that we can add to our various tools. Again, sometimes just putting headphones on and listening to a favourite piece of music could be the thing that works for you as well. Cooking, as Alan is saying, he's going to do some cooking in a moment, as are other people. And visualization, as you're saying, Alan, is incredibly important as well. So there's a bunch of things that we all do that we sometimes don't recognize that we're doing, that we would say are part of self-care routines, that sometimes look out for those. What do you do during the day to look after yourself? How do you give yourself space to think and to feel what's going on?
Okay, so I think we've got everyone that's going to join us possibly. I think we've had a few last minute arrivals, so
Helen's going to get you moving, but while you're thinking about those questions and writing the comments in, we're going to clear the decks a little bit. You know the routine. Helen's going to take this place. Let's give you the mic, and we're going to clear a bit of space.
I'm going to do the magic transformation. Okay, so if you're joining us, this is your opportunity. You can just watch as well to see what the movements are going to be.
Don't lift the table.
There we go. Okay, we've got to avoid the cables now.
Lifted the table.
Okay.
Okay.
There we are. So we've moved our things. Hope that's given you a chance to clear some space. And make sure you've cleared cups and glasses away as well. Make sure you've cleared the pets. Pets tend to congregate around feet sometimes, don't they? The dog or the cat can lie at your feet, so do watch out for that. Do make sure you've got a nice clear space to work from. And let's take time to find that space. So if you're standing up, you can stay sat down. Maybe you want to take a nice, slightly wider stance. And start to take those breaths and start to unlock the knees, start to open the shoulders, start to tune in and maybe have a wiggle of the toes on the feet. Just to make really good contact with the floor and take some breaths in Breaths in, breaths out, relaxing down. And again, breath in, breath out, relaxing down. And again. In your own time, make good contact with the floor. And keep going until you feel comfortable and you start to feel that relaxation response. Help to turn down the volume, we say sometimes in class. Just turn everything down a little bit. So, we're going to do paint the fence. So, we're just picking up the hands, using the backs of the hands. There's imagining that they're almost lifting like helium balloons. So here we go, the hands become like helium, lifting up. And as the hands come down, we can soften maybe a little bit more through the knees. See if we can relax through the hips and let the shoulders relax. So this is a beginning movement in many forms. It's a lovely way just to tune in. Make the legs active. Pushing down into the floor. We're thinking up through the body, down through the legs, and we're tuning in and we're slowing down to Tai Chi speed. Lovely. And you might want to come out of that lower stance and have a little walk if you've been in that slightly lower stance. I should also cue people, if people want to put on music, when we start doing these movements, that's absolutely fine. And the great thing is you can put in your choice of music, can't you, when you're practicing at home. So we're going to think about, just for a moment, the breath going in and out. So within every movement we have this yin and yang, so even within the movement of the breath there is the diaphragm pushing down a little bit and the chest expanding a little bit. So you can rest your hands wherever it's comfortable. You may just want to leave them down. Just a nice easy breath. Expansion and contraction. The diaphragm lifting up. Expansion and contraction. So again, we can tune into the breath. Just 3 breaths, again, just to settle in. And then you might want to have another little walk of the feet. We're going to come up into our cat stance or think about starting to shift weight. So we're going to pick up the heel. And we're moving to more of a cat stance. So go as far as it feels comfortable for you. Ideally, you want to take most of the weight on the standing leg. And then we shift weight. The heel goes down first. Heel goes up on the other side. Foot goes flat. And then I shift weight and can pick up the foot on the other side. So we're just starting to shift weight from side to side. Relax the shoulders, relax down through the body. We're moving into, tuning into our Tai Chi, sorry. So, here we go. Let's do the palms up movement. So you can take a slightly wider stance if you're feeling comfortable. Maybe take a slightly wider stance. Again, check what's around you, that you're not going to bang into anything, because this time we're going to bring the hands out to the sides. We can lift up through the chest, hands over by about shoulder height, and push down. So you might find that you can go just a little bit further into that stance. Lifting up, pushing down. And again. Last time. Lovely. Have a little relax. So this time we're going to just practice our balance by coming up onto the toes. So see if you can get the weight through the standing leg if it feels comfortable. If it's not, stay in cat stance. But see if you can put, now you're pretty much 99% of the weight through this standing leg. And the toes are just down just to help with the balance on this leg. And then roll that heel down to the floor. I'll turn to the side. Roll that heel down, shift weight, and we go up onto the other side. So now we're thinking much more about lifting up through the body, down through that standing leg, and that weight stays on that standing leg until that heel's hit the floor. So lifting that heel all the way up. So majority of the weight is now 99% of my weight's through my standing leg. It's much more of a balance. And roll that foot down, and then shift the weight onto it. So go at your own pace from side to side. Again, see if you can slow down so you can tune into the movement. And when you're ready, have a little walk. So, okie dokie. We're going to quickly do hold the ball. So we're going to be doing a bit more of the Bafa Wubu. So we'll get our middle bits, our trunks warmed up for that. So we're going to hold the ball. So it's up to you whether you try mirror or I've got my left hand on top, right hand at the bottom. And we turn in the direction of the top hand. So many of you know this movement well. And see if you can get this movement to come from the trunk, from the hip. So keep everything in alignment, shoulders, hips, and we don't go further than the knee. So remember that we stay in this nice frame. We're not looking for a big twist. We're looking to engage those muscles. And if we go slow enough, you can feel the movement begin almost at the spine. Often we only think about the movement when we're thinking about our hands. We really want to think about the movement all the way from the core of the body, from the spine, from the pelvis, which is often the key part of the movement. So in your own time, we roll those hands over, keeping the elbows down. Try and avoid pointy elbows. Keep the elbows down, keep the shoulders down. Have a nice breath and relax to let those shoulders and elbows down. And then we're just going to come back to the center and we'll put the hands down nicely before coming out with that slightly lower stance. Have a little walk. Okay, I'm going to look to Phil to see if he's ready to do us a little bit of Bafa Wubu. Now we're warmed up. I'm going to swap.
Okay guys, I might have to adjust the camera because I may well have my head cut off. Okay, Helen's going to go and do that. Got to negotiate wires and tripods and all sorts of things. Okay. So we'll let Helen just get me in frame. As I say, I think my head may well be out of frame. That should be better, hopefully. Fab. Okay, so Bafa Wubu. We've been doing this over the past few weeks and we've got almost to the end of everything that we've been practicing on the right hand side. Okay, so this is your opportunity to watch. I'm going to take you through the movements that we've been learning, including the final movement that we are going to have a go with tonight. Okay, so opportunity to watch. Based on feedback from last week, I'm going to do most of our practice with me facing diagonally away from you. That seemed to be the most beneficial direction, but obviously I do need to show you what's going on. So wide stance, shoulder width, we're sinking down through the pelvis or pressing down. Breathe naturally. Let me just show you where we're going. So we've got Chi Shi to raise power. Hold the ball on that right hand side, press the right hand down, the left hand squeezes out, then gently draw the hands back. Pick up right hand in the left crease of the hand, slide the hands across, press down, pelvis as well, press up slightly. Turn the hands to the left and pull back down to that right hip. Pick the hands up, right palm faces up slightly, left palm down, turn the hips to swing the hands. This is what we did on Tuesday. We brought the elbow forward and the right palm faces the forearm of the left hand. What happens next is we turn and go to the opposite side. Looks like magic, I know. So that's what we're going to practice. But shall we have a run through together first of all? So I'm going to turn my back. We'll go from the very beginning and we'll just run through those movements. Please post any comments or questions or requests to Helen as we go along, and Helen will feed them back to me. But for now, I'm going to turn 45 degrees. We'll take that stance. If you wish to do this sat down, you can do as well. I'm going to count us in from 3, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Chi Shi, raise the power. Hold that ball on the right side. Press away that left hand. Draw the fingers back. Pick up the hands. Right hand in the crease of the left hand. And then push. Right hand slides across the top. And now we press down those palms. Pick the palms up and push forward. Here we take an imaginary grip and we turn it to the left, our left, and then pull back. And then we pick up the hands, right palm up, left palm down, and then we turn the hips to swing across. I'm just going to turn side on, hopefully this helps. And now I turn the hips, there's the elbow, left elbow, and now I've got to think, if I do it too slowly, I forget what I'm doing, but we turn the palms over like so to finish. Okay, let me give you a minute or so just to fire any questions or comments, and then I'll begin to show you the details of that final movement. I'll run through it while you're writing or whatever, so I'm going to come round, back. No questions? Okay, let me explain in a little more detail. First of all, I'm going to do it facing the camera. Then I'll do it maybe side on, and maybe 2 different side ons, because you want to be able to see what the hands are doing, don't you? Okay, so let's imagine I've gone through the beginning. I've got to this position here where we swing the hands forward. And then we bring the left elbow forward and we bring the right hand back. what we're going to do is pick up the right hand and the left hand drops down, and then as we turn our right hip, we roll the right hand underneath, the left hand over the top, and then we make a fist shape with the right hand and we press without touching the right elbow with the left hand, like so. It's a bit funky, isn't it? Let me show you again and then I'll do it in various directions. So right hand swings around, left hand behind. There's the elbow strike. Just to point out, the left hand is in a fist as well. And then the right hand lifts, the left hand drops, and we roll the hands underneath. And it's called a press or a push or a shoulder strike in the form. And you can kind of get an idea. And we do this little bit of lean into this side. And this hand is playing a supporting role, like so. Any questions? I'm now going to do it to turning to my left. You stay where you are, but let's see if I can demonstrate from this side. So I'm here, come round, hands forward. I'm going to bring the left elbow, don't forget the fist, left fist, and then the right hand picks up, rolls over, the left hand rolls back over the top, and we're here. I said it would get funky in terms of movement. I am going to do it this way, just there. We'll see what we think. You tell me whether this is helpful or not. I'll do it anyway. So, just give myself space. Here we go. Swing the hands around. There's the elbow coming forward and the hands roll. And I turn like so. Okay, it can get rather interesting if we think too much about this one. So let's go from the very beginning. Okay, I'm going to face away once again so that you're looking over my right shoulder, and we'll see how we get on. But if you're finding that a bit too challenging, let me know and we can look at it in more detail. Okay, get that stance. We want to be down in the stance. 3, 2, 1. Use the hips and the pelvis to lead the movements. It's a series of turns through the pelvis and then pressing down with the pelvis, pressing up slightly, turning. Here's this turn of the hands. There's the elbow on the left side. And then we pick up the right hand, drop the left fist, and then we're rolling them over the top. And we come into this position. It's the little finger edge that's leading that movement. Little finger edge, and the left hand is supporting the right elbow, but without touching. Any comments, Helen? Any?
Stunned silence.
Or just stunned silence? Any thumbs up or bits of...
Confusion, shock.
Okay.
So we've had a couple more people join us, but otherwise...
Okay. So what I'm going to do is face the camera. If you wish, take a break and just watch and let me run through it once more. Maybe you've got time to pass any comments on to say, yeah, that's okay. Maybe we'll need Tuesday next week to get it, but if we've got the gist, that's okay. All right, down the stance, 3, 2, 1. Off I go. So just watch if you like. Don't forget that you can watch these videos again. So if you have missed anything, you can revise what we've done. Okay, so that's the completion of all the movements that we're going to do on the right side in this first half. And then we're going to repeat everything on the left side, but only when you guys say that you're absolutely comfortable with all of those movements. Any comments, Hal?
No, it's quiet.
Okay.
Karen's joined and said sorry she's late, but otherwise it's all good.
It's good to have you with us, Karen. Welcome to the... and Carol as well, and Norman, welcome to the tea house. It's good to have you with us. We're running through Bafa Wubu. We've completed the final movement on this right hand side. Everything gets repeated now on the left side, but if you want to get back up again and follow me as I bring you onto my right quarter on that, as if you're looking from that side on the inner class. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hold that ball on the right side, press away. Hopefully these early movements now are beginning to feel a lot more familiar. Here's that grip to the left, down. So there's the lift of the hands. Turn the right hip slightly to swing the hands around. Pull the right hip back and we bring the left elbow forwards. And then we roll the right hand up and the left hand down and then back over again for that final finish. And those are our 8, that's why it's called 8 methods. Those are our 8 methods or 8 movements or 8 forms of Bafa, 8 Wubu steps. We've got steps to do yet, guys, but that's why I like this form, is that it gets the hand movements down before we begin to build the steps in. So that's again why I think it's so clever, is that they've created a form where we can practice all the hand and arm movements sat down or stood up and then get very familiar with them, and then we begin to add some steps in, 5-step directions, and then we've got our complete little form. That's why I find it rather interesting and like it so much. No more questions. You're all you've all disappeared. Has the live stream disappeared, Hal, or are you all just eating your tea or drinking cider or whatever and watching me? Okay, so I'm going to go through right and left. So because we've got such a good video and such good audio, I'm going to go through from the beginning, but not only will I do everything on the right side, I'll do the left side. So you can watch this again and as often as you like, and hopefully that will begin to give you an idea of where we're heading for.
Maggie says she'll need to practice lots, but it looks lovely.
We all need to practice lots, Maggie. I've been practicing for 36 years now, and I still need to practice. That's what's lovely about it, is that we learn more and more as we dive deeper and deeper. Here we go. Down the stance. Take a breath. Helen took you through those nice relaxation elements. We don't want to get uptight about this. We don't want to beat ourselves up if it gets a little bit challenging. We just want to relax and go with the flow. 3, 2, 1. So if you wish, just watch. If you do want to follow along, do so, but I'm not mirroring. I am doing it from my perspective. So here's all the movements on the right side. We're moving into those final movements. There's the left elbow, then that right fist heading down to that right side. And then I pick up the hands. See what we're doing now? There's the ball on the left side, press down, squeeze away. I'm repeating everything that we've just learned, but it's left side orientated. This is the right elbow. There you go. And that's the first half of Bafa Wubu. 8 forms, 5 steps. As I said, we've got those 5 steps to build in, but let's get really comfortable. Can you also, and again, you don't have to do this now, you might want to post comments later, and don't forget you can come back and post comments, is tell me and Helen what it's actually been like to actually learn a brand new Tai Chi form on this live stream. Tell us, has it worked for you? Because obviously I can't see you. So I'm kind of going on your feedback that things are going reasonably well.
If anyone wants to post a video of themselves?
Oh, if Helen's suggested if you do want to post a video and post it in the comments, we could have a look. We're not going to critique, you know we don't do that. We might be able to post some little tips and hints to you, but if you want to shoot a little video and show us what you're doing, or just give us some feedback. What's it been like with us teaching you a new form right from the very beginning using this live stream, just camera and mic?
So Tim's saying that how the transition from right to left will work. So you might want to give a little bit of teaser about how you then, if people want to try on the other side, how you transition.
Okay.
Generally, people are saying they're going to practice.
Yeah.
Susan says Ronnie's doing great. John says it's fantastic because you teach so well. So.
Thank you. Me and Helen do take our teaching seriously. Not that we're always serious in class, as you know, but we really do try and think very carefully about how we do offer cues and how we do get points across. That's why we're always asking you guys to let us know, because we recognise that good teaching is about a conversation. It's a discursive thing. So that's why we want your comments and you to let us know. So I'm going to go through that again, and I'll point out that transition, Tim, as we go from everything on the right side to the left side, because you asked. Okay, I'll make this the last run through because I appreciate time is ticking. So I'll make this the last one, and then we'll bring this live stream to a close. So here we go, down the stance. If you want to just watch, please do. Off we go. So there's the finish of the right side. We simply bring the right hand under the left, and there's the ball. So there's the transition from right to left, and now we're moving into the left side. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I'm going to take you through the left side step by step, just like we've done with that right side. So I'll bring things to a close there. We'll finish there. Take your time. Helen's now going to extricate herself from behind the camera and come back in front of the camera. It's fraught with jeopardy. Yay. And we're going to say ta-ta and goodbye, and thank you so much for joining us. Come this way, help. So, thank you guys. It's been lovely having you with us this evening. I think we can say that this probably has been by far the best live stream in terms of quality. We've gone to huge efforts to improve quality for you, as you've noticed over time. Sometimes it's been a bit 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So we do appreciate you sticking with us through thick and thin when things have got rather tricky with audio and vision. I kind of don't want to do the commentator's curse, but I kind of hope that we're going to have a steady period of just good quality live streams. Russell thinks, yeah, if Russell says so, then it is. Okay, good lad. Don't fall over though.
Okay, so I think we've all deserved a nice glass of maybe something cold, a beer, a wine. You've all done fantastic. Good job, good practicing, and have a lovely evening.
Cheers, everyone. Have a good weekend. Helen's going to bring the live stream to a close. Take care and bye-bye.